Have you ever felt like your inner clock is just different? Not wrong, just different from everyone around you. The number on your birthday cake says one thing, but deep down, you feel something else entirely. Maybe you've always felt older than your friends, or maybe you've felt a restlessness they just don't understand. And you thought this feeling was just you being strange. But here's an interesting thought. What if that feeling is one of the truest things you've ever known about yourself? Think about it this way. In any forest, you'll find trees of all ages. You have the young sapling, full of energy, pushing upward towards the sun. Then you have the ancient tree, its roots running deep, quiet and steady. They are both trees. Both are perfect. They are just in different seasons of their life. Ancient wisdom teaches us that people are much the same. We have an inner nature, an inner season, that has nothing to do with our physical age. Knowing your own inner season is the key to understanding your path, your challenges, and what truly brings you peace. But here's what you might not notice. Many of us are trying to live in the wrong season. Old trees are trying to grow fast like saplings, wondering why they feel exhausted and hollow. Young saplings are trying to be as still as the ancient forest, and they wonder why they feel stuck and unfulfilled. The real problem isn't a personal failure. It's trying to live against your own nature. It's a quiet misunderstanding of who you are, deep down. That feeling that you don't quite fit. It's not confusion. It's your inner nature trying to speak to you. If this idea speaks to a quiet part of you, you're not alone on this path. This is a place for observation and understanding. If you feel this, join our community of learners by subscribing. We walk this path of discovery together. Now, to help your mind accept this truth, find the comment section and simply write, "Is sexy I honor my own season?" Typing it out is a small way of telling yourself that it's okay to be exactly who you are. Now, let's look at this a little closer. This quiet misunderstanding happens everywhere. Think about any group of people who are the same age. Say, 25 years old. One person is like a river in spring, rushing with energy, wanting to see everything, do everything, build everything. They're exploring the physical world. Right next to them, another person, also 25, is like a deep, calm lake. They've seen so much rushing water in past generations of their family or through their own inner wisdom. They're now looking for quiet and depth, but on the outside, they both just look like they're 25. And here's the issue. Nobody talks about this. Our world often expects everyone born in the same year to want the same things, to follow the same map. So we pretend this inner difference doesn't exist. This, observation shows us, creates so much of the friction we feel. The deep lake wonders why its friends only talk about surface things. The rushing river wonders why some people its age seem so quiet and uninterested in life's excitement. The truth is simple. You're not all in the same season. Your inner natures are at different stages of a long journey. The first step is to see the simple difference between how these two natures experience life. The nature that flows forward has a great energy for life. It wants to build, to achieve, to experience all the textures of the world. It's here to understand the physical world, to build things, gather resources, gain influence, create things that others can see and touch. There is nothing wrong with this. It's the season for it. This nature is meant to be driven, to compete, to focus on the world outside. That is its work. It's learning to be effective in the world you can see. The other nature, the deep and quiet one, has already felt the rush in other ways, maybe through the experiences passed down by ancestors or deep inner reflection. They've seen that building things outside of yourself doesn't bring lasting quiet. So they come to this life with a different focus. They care more about meaning than money, more about wisdom than winning. They are often unimpressed by the things the forward, flowing nature finds so thrilling. But here's where the misunderstanding becomes a real weight. The world is mostly designed for the rushing river. The messages about a successful life, the goals, the timelines. It's mostly from that perspective. So if you are a deep lake trying to live like a rushing river, You'll feel empty even when you succeed. If you are a rushing river trying to be still like a lake before you've truly flowed, you'll feel restless. The key is discovering your own nature so you can finally live with it, not against it. And that discovery begins with simply noticing the signs. Let's first talk about the rushing river's fire. Recognizing these signs, either in yourself or by their absence, will start to make things clearer. This nature approaches life with a momentum that's honest and direct. You wake up excited. You're hungry for new experiences, ready for the day's challenge. If this is you, you probably have a deep well of energy, more dreams than you have time for, and a forward motion that people around you don't always get. You are a natural builder, not to be unkind, but because it pushes you to be your best, to stand out. You might measure your progress in ways others find tiring. You want to succeed at what you do, whether it's your work, your hobbies, or even a conversation. This drive has a purpose. You are here to grow your confidence and skill in the physical world. You need to see for yourself that you can shape your surroundings. You're also very focused on your path. You might make plans, picture where you want to go. You believe, and it's right for your season, that with focus and effort, you can create the reality you want. You might get impatient with people who seem to wander without a direction. You don't understand why everyone isn't trying to build something more. This nature tends to see the potential in things. It believes problems can be fixed, that the world can be improved through effort. But this nature also has its own difficulties. You can struggle with patience. You can become frustrated by ideas that don't lead to real-world results. Sometimes, you might judge others for what looks like a lack of drive. You feel a kind of hunger that is never quite full. No matter what you build, there's always the next thing. This is natural. It's the river's job to keep flowing. If you feel this fire inside you, you may have the nature of the rushing river. Your drive isn't wrong. It is exactly the work your spirit needs to do. But if this sounds exhausting to you, if the idea of constant building feels heavy, you might be a deep lake that's been trying to rush like a river. And that brings us to the very different world of the deep lake. The deep lake has a wisdom that often confuses the rushing river. It seems to know things without having to learn them from a book. There's a quietness to you, regardless of your age. If this is your nature, you probably remember feeling a little different from a young age. While other kids loved the noisy games, you might have preferred a deep conversation or just sitting quietly, watching the world go by. You have what ancient wisdom calls the long view. You naturally think in terms of seasons and lifetimes, not just days and months. You're less concerned with quick results and more interested in choices that support long-term inner peace. From the outside, this can look like you're unmotivated. But the truth is, you just have a different relationship with time. You have learned that rushing doesn't lead to better places. You are naturally drawn to meaning over money, to inner stillness over external achievements. If this is you, you'd rather have one deep friendship than 100 casual ones. You'd prefer meaningful work that pays enough over a high-paying job that feels hollow. You might struggle with what feels like the shallow parts of modern life. Small talk, social drama, the endless desire for more stuff. It all feels tiring. You're looking for real connection, real purpose. This can make you feel like an outsider. In a workplace that values constant competition, in social circles that value surface-level things, you might feel a kind of homesickness for a place you can't name. A sense that your real home is a state of being, not a physical place. This isn't sadness. It's a memory deep within of pure stillness. You likely have a natural wisdom about people. You see what's behind the mask very quickly, and you're more comfortable with being alone. Not lonely, just alone. You see it as a chance to connect with yourself. But maybe the clearest sign is your relationship with difficulty. The rushing river tries to solve problems fast. The deep lake understands that some difficulties are teachers, that some pain, when you sit with it, leads to deep growth. If this description feels like coming home, you may be a deep lake that's been told its whole life it should be a rushing river, and understanding your nature is the first step toward living a life that truly fits. When you start to see yourself as either a rushing river or a deep lake, the way you look at your life's purpose can change completely. These two natures have very different work to do in the world, and understanding your work is the key to finally feeling at peace instead of always fighting the current. If you are a rushing river, your main purpose is building. You are here to learn how to be effective, how to reach goals, how to make a real mark on the world. Your inner being needs to feel what it's like to create something, to overcome a challenge, to see your will shape the world around you. This means your drive isn't a flaw, it's a spiritual tool. Your desire to succeed is how your nature learns. If you suppress this, you're actually slowing your own growth. Your work might be building a business, making art, or creating tools that help people. The key is that it should feel alive and energizing, not empty. You are also here to learn about influence, how to have it, how to use it with care. You might find yourself in roles where you guide others. If you are a deep lake, your main purpose is to offer wisdom and presence. You have already learned the lessons of the rushing river, perhaps in past inner journeys or inherited wisdom. Now you are here to help others, to teach what you know, to be a calm space in a busy world. Your purpose might be helping others heal, teaching deep truths, or simply being a source of quiet wisdom for everyone you meet. You often struggle to find your purpose because you look for it in the river's terms, big projects, public recognition. But a deep lake's purpose is often quieter. You might be here simply to bring peace to your family, to be an example of a quieter way to live. The struggle happens when a deep lake tries to build like a river, or a river tries to be still like a lake. A deep lake trying to climb the corporate ladder will feel its spirit drying up. A rushing river trying to live a simple, quiet life too early will feel like it's trapped behind a dam. This also helps us understand why some people feel like old friends the moment you meet them, and others feel like they speak a different language. Ancient wisdom shows us something beautiful about how these natures interact. We tend to journey with those who are in a similar season. The people you feel most at home with, most understood by, are probably in the same inner season as you. If you're a rushing river, you connect with other rivers. You share an energy, a drive, a hopeful view of what can be built. You inspire each other. If you're a deep lake, you are drawn to other deep lakes. You understand each other's need for meaning, for depth. These friendships give you the understanding you need. But what happens when a river and a lake are in a close relationship? As family, as partners, these relationships can be full of growth because you are trying to live by completely different truths. The river parent might push their lake child to be more driven. The lake parent might not understand their river child's need to achieve. But these mixed relationships often hold the most important lessons. They have profound gifts for each other if they can respect their differences. Rivers can teach lakes about joy, optimism, and the beauty of making things happen. They can help the lake reconnect with the simple fun of life. Lakes can teach rivers about patience, wisdom, and the deeper meaning behind all the building. They can help the river find a peace that success alone cannot give. The key is to see these differences as natural, not as faults. When you realize that the person who frustrates you is simply in a different season, you can find compassion. You can love them without trying to change them into a reflection of yourself. You can appreciate what they teach you without leaving your own path. Perhaps the greatest gift in all of this is how it serves as a mirror. When you finally see your own nature, the river or the lake, your entire life story starts to make a new kind of sense. If you see yourself as a rushing river, you can finally stop feeling bad about caring about success and making things happen. You can embrace your drive as a gift. You can follow your goals with all your energy instead of apologizing for wanting to do well. You can also understand why some quiet, reflective paths might not feel right for you. Yet, you may need to build more, to experience more, before you are ready for the stillness. If you see yourself as a deep lake, you can finally give yourself permission to stop caring about things that honestly don't feed your spirit. You can embrace your need for meaning over money, for depth over 100 shallow connections. You can finally understand why you felt like an outsider in so many places. You're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You simply operate from a different map than the rushing rivers around you. Most importantly, understanding your nature helps you make choices that are aligned with you. As a rushing river, you can choose work that challenges you. You can stop feeling guilty for wanting to be seen and start seeing your achievements as part of your learning. As a deep lake, you can choose a path that feeds your soul, even if it doesn't look impressive on the outside. This doesn't mean a river can't be deep or a lake can't be successful. It just means success and depth look different for each. A river's peace comes from powerful, directed flow. A lake's success comes from its clear, reflective stillness. Both paths are needed. Both serve the world. The trouble only comes when we try to walk another's path instead of honoring our own. Your true work is to become the most authentic version of the nature you actually are. And when you do this, your life aligns. Things become easier. You stop fighting your own current, and you become a gift to others. An authentic rushing river inspires everyone with its energy and hope. An authentic deep lake provides the wisdom and stillness that helps everyone remember what truly matters. This is your invitation. It is your permission to live by the truth of your own inner season. If this journey of self-discovery has helped you see yourself more clearly, consider sharing this video with someone else who might need this gentle reminder. Your small act could be the reflection they need to finally make peace with who they are. And if you're ready to continue this path of living with inner clarity, subscribe to this channel. This is just the beginning of our walk together. Welcome home, to a life lived in harmony with your soul's own quiet truth. The real adventure starts now.